Hi everyone. Hi guys, welcome to this Facebook live show, and I think we have some of you on board already. Hi guys, my name is Joey, and if you can see and you can hear me, guys, just type a 1 in the chat. There should be a chat if you're using like Facebook or maybe YouTube Live. We are live on YouTube as well. Just type 1 in the chat, guys, so that I know that some of you are on board and this entire live session is actually working. All right, just let me know, guys. Type a 1 in chat. I think we have like more than 50 of you on board on Facebook. We have YouTube as well. Let me just, okay, good. I think we can see some of you coming aboard. Hi, Alice, Danielle, Susila, Alina. Okay, good. Catherine, welcome, guys. Welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stock. Hi, Jasmine. I see a lot of familiar names as well. Some of you may be clients of mine. Awesome. So, guys, welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stocks. And as the name of this show says, it's pretty much a session whereby you are able to ask me any stocks, and we are talking about the Singapore market, right? So later, what happens is we'll do a quick market outlook. Now we do a quick market outlook, maybe look at the STI, maybe one of the US market as well. And that's where you can let me know the Singapore stocks that you want a quick opinion on, right? And I will do my best. We'll do a live poll, all right? And I'll cover the most popular Singapore stocks that everybody is asking about. Sounds good, guys? Type yes in the chat if that sounds good. Let me know, guys. Type yes in the chat if you are hearing me loud and clear and you want me to analyze the stocks that you are holding, or maybe you are thinking to buy, thinking to sell, don't know whether to get out. Let me know. Type yes in the chat if you want that. Let me know. Okay, good. Hi, Kumri. Good to see you here again. Margaret. Okay, I think some of you are typing your stocks here. Hi, and fully caught live. Okay, guys, not to worry, guys. That's where I will let you know where to let me know your stocks so that we can do a poll. Because if you type your stocks here, it will be lost in all the chat messages, right? So what you want to do now, guys, is very simple. I would appreciate if you can help me to like and share, right? Help me to like and share so that we can reach out to more people, all right? So hit the like button, guys. Let me know, hit the like button and the heart shape button right over here. I think there is a lot of heart shape here. Thank you so much. Hit the share button as well. Right over here. Thank you so much, guys. So hit the share button so that we can reach out to more people and we can have a poll of, kind of like a quick poll of what most people are actually looking at. So thank you so much. I see a lot of heart shapes and likes. Awesome. And what you want to do is to share as well, guys, because once you share, then this replay will be on your profile and you will be able to watch a replay in case you missed any parts. And make sure you stay all the way to the end because, thank you, Han, love Joey, awesome, thank you so much. So make sure you stay all the way to the end, guys, because at the end of this Facebook Live session, that's where I will share with you one stock, right? One stock that I like that you can potentially put it in your watch list for potentially more upside, right? So make sure you stay all the way to the end. That's after covering the stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on. All right. Okay, so let's move on, right? So just a quick disclaimer, whatever that's covered today is just for education purpose only, right? So there's no inducement to buy or sell anything. So please do your own due diligence as well, right? The standard disclaimer that we have to share. Okay, so let me just go on to the next part, right? How many of you want me to cover like the markets, like maybe the STI? Type STI in the chat if you want me to cover the STI, the Singapore Straits Times Index. So we can do a quick market outlook. Let me know, type STI in the chat. All right, we have STI here. Margaret, hi, good to see you here. Junice, Jenny, Jimmy, hi. Iris, Kumre, hi. Okay, awesome. Good to see you guys here. Okay, I see a lot of STI, guys. So would it be okay if you can do a quick, let me know your quick view on the market. So let me just go ahead and share with you this link, and that's where you can take part in the live poll, right? So let me just go ahead and share with you this link right now, and I will just place it in the chat right now. So just click on the link, guys, and you will be able to take part in a live poll, right? So you can go to slido.com, all right, www.slido.com, and the code is AMAS16, or you can simply click on the link in the chat. Let me know, guys, if the link is working and you can actually take part in the poll. All right, so this is the poll that I'm running right now on Slido. All right, let me just go to shift this right here. So go to www.slido.com. The code is AMAS16. So let me know quickly. We have like more than 100 of you on board on the different YouTube and live Facebook channels as well. All right, let me know. Click on the link, guys, and let me know what is your view on the stock market for 2023. All right, let's do a quick poll. I think we have like slowly more and more people coming aboard. Guys, by the way, if you have just joined us today and you have not met me before, my name is Joey Choy, top tier 𝐂𝐳𝐶 trader in Philips Securities, and I also teach people how to trade the stock market with confidence, right? So right now we are doing kind of like a live poll. on the market, all right, before we dive into the stock that you guys want a quick opinion on. As this, the whole title of this show would be Ask Me Any Stock. So later, that's where you'll be able to let me know the Singapore stocks that you want a quick opinion. I'll just dive into the most popular one, all right? And so the link, where's the link? The link is right in the chat. At least, right, I've placed the link in the chat. Let me know, guys, is the link working? Type yes if the link is actually working and you're able to see the link in the chat. I'll just place the link in the chat again. That is to join the poll, all right? So is the link working, guys? So I've placed the link in the chat to join the poll. All right, I think we have like more than 30 of you joining the poll. It is working. All right, so I guess this link is working. Yes, Susila, yes, Alice Pang, yes. Okay, good. So that is the link, at least, or you can just simply go to slido.com. Just open a new tab, www.slido.com. The code is AMAS16. All right, so you can try it. At least, or you can click the link. It should be working. I've tried it just now. Okay, so let's take a look at your view on the stock market before I share my view on the market for 2022 right now. Okay, so I think we have like 41% saying that it's still bearish, right? 29% time to get in for a recovery phase. So mainly people are a little bit still bearish, right? Still bearish. You can see right here, still bearish. No idea. 5% saying that have already bottomed. All right, and we have no idea. Please help to analyze. 90% believe that 2023 will be a bullish year. All right, so 41%, right? It's still changing, guys, because this is live, guys. In case you don't know, this is live, so you can take part in the poll. Just click on the link that I just shared on the chat, and that's where you can participate in this live poll. All right, so what is your view on the market? It seems right now people are saying time to get in. This is slowly catching up. Time to get in for a recovery, all right, in terms of a reversal, or is it more bearish that you want to be a bit more careful this year? Let me know. Okay, it seems like this is kind of like balancing out right now, still bearish and time to get it. Okay, good. Let me just go ahead to pause the poll. All right, so it's a bit like half-half. All right, some of you are thinking it's still bearish, you want to be careful. Some of you are thinking that perhaps it is time to start positioning yourself to catch the recovery phase, right? You don't want to be left out. You don't want to have like FOMO, fear of missing out, right? Okay, so let's go into dive into the charts right now, and I'll cover in terms of the STI, right? Seems everybody's looking at the STI right now. Let me just talk about the STI, right? So you can see this is the Straits Times Index, the STI right now, and today we closed at 3,182. So before I talk about where we are right now, you can see that for the STI, it is a little bit different from the US market, right? So some of the factors affecting the markets would be, in the US would be like the debt ceiling issues right now still currently being resolved. We have like Joe Biden meeting at the Congress to discuss about, debating on this debt ceiling. So most likely it will be resolved soon, all right? So that's not really the main factor. We have like the US banking crisis, and of course, like 2 weeks back, we had the Federal Reserve hiking rates again by like the 10th time to put the Fed fund rates at about 5% to 5.25%. So that is kind of like the news affecting the market. And finally, I think if all of you follow the Fed fund rates, or Jerome Powell kind of like mentioning that likely, all right, in the next month or so, is kind of like hinting towards a pause, right? A pause in rate hikes, right? A pause in rate hikes. So that is a good thing for many of those tech stocks, whereby we are starting to see, a recovery of them pushing away from their bottom that we have found last year. So that's kind of like the news affecting the markets. And for STI, mainly we have sort of over the past 1-2 weeks due to the banks, right? We have seen the banks like DBS and UOB all kind of like selling down because of like the US banking crisis. We got affected as well, and we sort of pulling down the index. But essentially for the STI, right, we can see that we have been consolidating. Let me just draw it for you. You can see right over here, we have been consolidating over the past like 2 over years since 2021 from that 3,050 all the way to this very key level right here, and that would be the 3,450. So about 3,050 to 3,450. That is like the 400 points range. You can see we have been like swinging up and down. All right, somewhere last year we hit it to 3,450, came down, swing up and down in this range. So that is pretty much what is happening for the STI. All right, as we traded up, you can see we broke kind of like the support, near the support right over here, about 3,000 to 3,050. That was where in November last year rebounded, all right, and that is where we are right now. So that is the range, about a 400 points range for the STI from 3050 to about 3450. And in terms of the moving averages, so when we look at the trend, right, whether is it like up or down, you can look at the moving averages, right? So you can see right over here that the red and the blue line, those are kind of like the mid and long-term moving average, the 100 days moving average, and the 200 days moving average. So both of these lines, they are pretty much pointing sideways for now. As you can see right over here, right? It's kind of like pointing sideways. So it just shows that for the Singapore market, it did not really sell down that much last year, like the whole NASDAQ or the tech sector sell-off. STI was holding quite well. We are pretty much just moving sideways. We have not really rebounded that much because we actually did not sell down that much as well. All right. And this is the STI. So right now, over the past 1 week, we have broke this 3,200 level. Right now, we are like 3,182. So in the short term, we may see a little bit of a selling pressure as we maybe trade below. All right. So anything below 3,002, not so good in the short term. We may trade towards that, 3,050 level, like what we see over here. Right, this was in March. You can see we kind of hit it here. And what was the reason why we sold off pretty badly in March? Anybody can tell me what was the reason why we sold off badly? Alfred, you're asking about the live poll. Not to worry, guys. Alfred, later we have a live poll of the stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on the Singapore market. So that's where we'll do a live poll again. But right now, I'm talking about the STI, right? So what is the reason, guys, for the STI selling down somewhere in March? Anybody can write in the chat. Let me know, guys, what is the reason why we sold off in March for the markets for the STI? So for those of you who have just joined us right now, welcome guys to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stock. So right now we're just covering the markets, the STI, before we look at the Singapore stocks that all of you are asking about. All right. So I think Iris, you're saying that the US bank issue. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. That was kind of like the US banking crisis. We had like, Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, some of the banks actually failing. All right. And that's where the banking stocks actually sold off, dragging down the entire index, right? So right now, same thing, we have broken the 3,002, so a bit of weakness in the short term, all right? And that is potentially where some bargain hunting can come back again for the entire STI market, right? Around that 3,050 level, right over here, all right? Right over here as well, you can see right over here, that's where we rebounded a couple of times, anything near 3,050 to maybe 3,000, all right? That is where some bargain hunting can come back again for the entire market. All right, so STI a little bit more sideways for now. All right, not really in a very clear uptrend or maybe even downtrend. We are just kind of like just moving sideways. Okay, so let's take a look at the US market. How many of you want me to cover maybe like the US, the S&P 500? Just type SP 500. Type SP 500, guys, in the chat if you want me to cover very quickly on the S&P 500. Type S&P 500 in the chat. No active poll at the moment. Yes, correct, Alfred. There's no active poll at the moment because we have not done the poll yet for the Singapore stock. So not to worry. Once the poll is ready, that's where I'll let you guys know again to take part in the poll. All right. So you're right. There's no active poll at the moment. Okay, good. SP 500, SP 500, Lynette, hi, Jen. Okay, good. So let's just take a look at the S&P 500 index just to see if there's any difference compared to the Singapore market. All right. Okay, so this is the S&P 500, right? The index that makes up the largest 500 companies in the US, all right? And you can see right over here that we have staged quite a good rebound for the S&P 500. It seems like we have found a bottom right over here somewhere in like October last year, all right? And there are definitely some signs of the trend starting to turn up. Why do I say so? Well, you can see that, since last year, early of last year, we kind of like broke certain support levels. We saw like the moving averages, the 100 days moving average and the 200 days moving average blue line, right? Both of them were starting to point down and we kind of like, pushing lower and lower, finding new lows, new lows, new lows. And ultimately we found this bottom somewhere in October, right? But just take a look at over the past 1-2 months. Finally, you can see that the 100-day moving average, this red line right over here, has finally crossed back above the blue line, the 200 days moving average. So that is a good thing. That is a good thing in terms of the trend potentially turning up, right? So that's the first thing to think of in terms of a trend change. What about the price action? So just by looking at the prices, you can see that, since touching this bottom somewhere in October, we have traded higher and we have kind of like consolidated at a higher phase. You can see we broke this resistance, traded up, we came back down, and we found this same support, which is also the support right over here in March when we sold off due to the US banking crisis. So that's a sign of strength. I would say that this support right over here, let me just draw it for you. I think this support is very, very important, and that would be the 3,800 level for the entire S&P 500. So as long as we stay above this like 3,800, I think the market is right for like a potential reversal. And even right now, you can see that the 4,000 level, all right, so we are seeing a bit of support coming back around that 4,000 level right over here, right? So it didn't really like go back down to 3,008. Same thing, we broke up, right? And we are back in this range right here from 4,000 all the way to about that 4,200, right? So the market is looking, I would say, I know some of you might be a little bit more bearish, but right now from the charts, I would say that we could already have bottomed out since last year. In fact, last year, somewhere around November, I mentioned that the markets could have already bottomed out as long as we hold above certain support, we consolidate at a higher level each time. Those are all signs of the trend actually turning from down to upwards. And that's what we are seeing right now, right? We are kind of like consolidating at a higher level from 4,000 to 4,002. And eventually, if the 4,002 level were to give way, all right, this level were to give way, right over here, you can see that this is kind of like the resistance we sold off just about 1 week back, 2 weeks back, we sold off. But if we can break the 4,002 to maybe the 4,003 were to give way as well, that is where potentially this upside reversal for the entire S&P 500 index can continue, right, all the way to maybe like 4,006 to 4,008 as well. All right, so looking not too bad. So I'm a little bit more positive, right? Not really that bearish. I mean, last year, if you asked me, yes, we were like pushing lower and lower. But right now, since the beginning of the year, there are already signs of the trend actually starting to turn up. All right, so I think some of you are asking about this as well, right? So 𝐑𝐞𝐱, ascending triangle. Yeah, this looks something like an ascending triangle as well. I think some of you might be experts. So what is an ascending triangle? Basically, an ascending triangle would be one whereby we have a very firm resistance level, somewhere around like 4,002, and we have what we call higher low. So we can draw this line right here. All right, so let me just go ahead to maybe just remove everything. All right, and we can draw this line right over here, which is what we call the channel support line right over here, right? So it's kind of like a ascending triangle pattern if you just look at this upward sloping channel support line and potentially this resistance level right over here. So an ascending triangle pattern would be good. We're good if we, as we say, like we consolidate right here. So we touched, rebounded, and right now for the S&P 500, if we were to consolidate, so make this trade down a bit, go up, swing down, and you can see very tightly it touches and nears the channel support. And eventually, if it breaks that 4,002, as I mentioned, that same 4,002 resistance, then that is where we could start to see the upside happen much faster. All right, so good one. 𝐸𝐞𝐱, you mentioned about the ascending triangle. Yes, definitely some signs of that happening. Okay, good. So let's move on to the next part. So I've just pretty much covered the factors, guys. And what happens is that we want to go ahead to cover the stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on, right? So how many of you want to do that? How many of you want to let me know your Singapore stocks? Type SG in the chat before we move on to the next part, and we'll do a live poll of the Singapore stocks that you want a quick opinion on. Type SG in the chat. All right, hi. Okay, good. So we have a few of you new guys just joining us. Hi, Jimmy, Eileen. Good to see you here. Hi, Mei Ping, Hak Chai. Awesome. Okay, hi, Lina, Ellen. Good to see you here. Awesome. Okay, very good. Hi, Jasmine, Karen. Hi. Okay, very good. So let's move on, guys, to the next part. We should do a live poll of the Singapore stocks that you want a quick opinion on, right? But before we do that, guys, would it be okay if you just give a like and share? All right, hit the heart shape button, share so that we can reach out to more people and more people can take part in the live poll, right? Let me know. Just hit the like and share button and even the heart shape. That would be really useful as well. All right. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. So I see a lot of like hearts and heart shape and love. Thank you so much, guys. So let's move on to the next part whereby I've turned on the poll. All right, let me just share the link again to participate in this live poll. All right, so you can go to www.slido.com. The code is AMAS16, or I'll just place the link in the chat again, guys. So there should be a link in the chat, right? Let me know what are 3 Singapore stocks. Just 3, guys. You know, there's like 3 lines there, 1 stock, 1 line. Hit submit. That's it. All right. So take part in the poll. Click on the link in the chat. I think some of you, Gibran, you're asking about like 𝐶𝐿𝐴. Go ahead to type 𝐶𝐿𝐴 in the link there. Click on the link, and that's where you can take part in the poll. All right. And that's where we can like tabulate, because we click, if just type the name there, we are not able to tabulate. I think you're asking about venture as well, Manwa. Okay, good. So just take part in the poll. Let me know, guys, if the link is working. I think it should be working, because right now you can see that this is live. All right, so we are seeing the names coming in, right? So that's live, guys. Go ahead. If it's working, great. Let me know what are 3 Singapore stocks that you want a quick opinion on, right? Let me know, right? Just like 2 more minutes, guys, and we'll pick the most popular stocks, right? We'll pick the most popular stocks in the Singapore market. So we are looking at the Singapore market, guys. So yes, go ahead to type in 3 stocks that you want a quick opinion, right? So it seems like DBS bank seems to be like the leader. We have like SIA as well. All right, very good. So let's take a look at it later. Let me just, okay, so let's just give some time, all right, and take part in the poll, guys. For those of you who are just joining us right now, we have like more than 50 of you taking part in the poll. If you're just joining us right now, guys, you are in this Facebook live session called Ask Me Any Stock. So if you want a quick opinion on any of your Singapore stocks you are looking to buy, or you're thinking to get out, you have no idea what to do, or you're holding on to it blindly, just click on the link in the chat, all right? And that is where you can take part in this live poll, all right? I'll just place the link in the chat again. All right, click on it. Let me know, type in the name of the stocks that you want a quick opinion on, all right? Just 2 more minutes, right? 2 more minutes. So guys, I think you can see the names that some of you guys are typing in as well. So if like this, if it's the same name, then you can go ahead and just type the same name so that the system will be able to tabulate right over here. So it seems like DBS, we have like Rex International as well. We have like SIA Engineering as well, Wilmar, Samudra Shipping. All right, so 1 more minute, guys, 1 more minute, and we'll stop the poll. All right, we'll see if we have time to cover it. All right, and I think some of you are typing your stocks over here. Desiree, you're talking about UOB SIA. Type it in the chat. All right, type in the chat. Keppel Corp, Chen Choy Lee. Yeah, hi. Okay, the link is working great. So type in the chat so that we will do a live poll, guys. Because if you type it, yeah, if you type in the chat, we are not able to do the live poll. All right. So Muma, I think you're talking about Genting. Type it in the link. All right, type it in the link. Prop next, type it in the link as well. All right, so that we can do a live poll. Okay, we have more than 70 of you. Just a few more seconds, guys, before we stop the poll, and we'll try to cover the most popular ones. All right. Okay, so these are pretty much the stocks that you guys are asking about. Just 3 stocks. Just 3 stocks. Okay, so let's move on right now. Let me just go to pause the poll. All right, okay, I'll just write it down right now. I think like DBS number 1, DBS, right? DBS seems like a pretty popular one. We have like SIA as well. All right, SIA, we have like Rex International, right? So DBS, SIA, Rex International, we have like, okay, let me see, guys. So this is like kind of like moving. All right, we have 𝐶𝐿𝐴 as well. 𝐶𝐿𝐴. Okay, so I've just picked 4 stocks for now, guys. Number 1, DBS, SIA, Rex International. Number 4, 𝐶𝐿𝐴. And we have like Wilmar. Wilmar seems to be the leader as well. Wilmar. Let me see, right? We have like, oh, okay, this is still moving. So let me just see. Okay, UOB, it seems like this bank is quite strong as well. UOB, and let me see, right? Food Empire. Okay, so I've chose 7 stocks right now. DBS, number 1, number 2, SIA, number 3, Rex International, number 4, ComfortDelGro, number 5, Wilmar, number 6, UOB, number 7, Food Empire, right? One more stock, maybe like we have, let me see, right? So this is kind of moving. I would say maybe we have a Genting Singapore right here. Okay, Genting Singapore. Okay, so that's it, guys. I've chosen, based on the list right here. This is pretty much the most popular stocks done on the poll. I think we have like SIA Engineering as well. All right, we'll see if we have time to cover that. SIA Engineering is coming up really strongly. Okay, so let me just look at the stocks again. Number 1, we have DBS. Number 2, SIA. Number 3, Rex International. Number 4, ComfortDelGro. Number 5 is Wilmar. Number 6, UOB. Number 7, Food Empire. And number 8, we have Genting Singapore. And of course, if we have time, we can do one more like SIA Engineering that a lot of people are asking about as well. All right, so are you guys ready to move on and for me to analyze the first stock, which will be DBS? Guys, type yes in the chat if you want me to analyze right now in terms of the stocks that you guys are asking about. So let me just go to pause the poll right now. All right, and we will look at the stocks right now. Type yes in the chat, guys, if you want me to move on. Right, so I think a lot of you are typing in the chat in terms of like your stocks, like Hong Kong Land, OCBC, Desiree. You're looking at UOB as well. All right, yeah, I think UOB is in the poll, all right, as one of the top 6. All right, so great. That's inside as well. Let me see, right? So I think some of you are asking like Philip Koh, yes, about UOB. Yes, we'll cover that. That's number 6. Okay, these 3, UOB and SIA. Yes, we'll be covering that as well. Okay, good. Okay, so let's move on to the first one, and that would be DBS, right? DBS, right? It seems like that is the stock that a lot of people are asking about as well. Okay, let me take a look at this stock, right? So it seems like this stock, I have done a little bit of analysis over the past few days, and let's take a look at it right now. Okay, so this is DBS. You can see trading at about $30.44, right? DBS, I would say that, since like past 1-2 months, same thing, we have sold off pretty badly somewhere in March, right over here. All right, and that was because of the US banking crisis. And even though the Singapore banks like DBS, UOB, they're very well capitalized, and of course the MES or what comes out and saying that yeah, we are well capitalized. There's nothing it's nothing compared to like the US banks, right? And yeah, we started to rebound as well. But over the past 1-2 weeks, same thing, we are seeing a bit of weakness in the US banks, many of those regional banks. And by the way, in the US, there's like more than 4,000 over banks in the US, right? So there are like 50 states, like more than, I would say, 80 banks on average is in each of the states. So you can see now this is like a huge state. It's not like in Singapore whereby we only have like 3 local banks like DBS, OCBC, and UOB, right? So in the US, certain banks are good, certain banks are not so good, certain banks are more vulnerable, and that's where over the past few weeks we are seeing some signs of weakness in some of the banks again. All right, and that's where it has affected the banking sector in the Singapore market. So for DBS, you can see that we are back to this like $31. So this $31 was pretty much a resistance level. You can see right here last year, we broke it, we stayed above it, and in fact, in March, we neared it and we rebounded. But right now, we have gone down back to 31. And the key here is that it seems like we have broken that 31 level, right? We have broken this $31 support level. So I would say slightly weaker, right? Slightly weaker for now, below 31. Now we're like 30.44, right? Which is below 31, right? So not that good, I would say, in the short term. And you can see that in terms of the short term, we can look at what we call the 20 days moving average line. Look at this green line right here. This green line was like pointing down, down, down. All right. And then it was like flattening out somewhere in March, flatten out, right? Look at this moving sideways, sideways. And over the past like 2-3 weeks, we broke this little support around that $32. So 32 was a bit of a support. We broke it. And you can see right now, this green line, the 20 days moving average line is kind of like sloping downwards. It's kind of like sloping downwards. And that's why it is a little bit weaker, I would say, in terms of the short term. And the fact is that, as I mentioned, we broke the $31 as well that we have held, all right, since like, August 2022, right? Somewhere around here, right? So like I would say about 8 to 10 months, we have been just holding above that 31, but somehow over the past week we broke it. So not so good. In the short term, we can potentially see some weakness, right, all the way to maybe around the next support level, and that would be around that $29. So I have a lot of people asking me, some of my clients as well, asking me, when should we think about buying DBS and all that. So if you're looking to kind of like get in on dips in terms of like the longer term, I would say that this support level could be something that you want to look at, and that would be somewhere around that 29. So 29 to 30, look at this right here. This was where we were last year, right? About 1 year ago, we touched the 29 to 30, consolidated a while before staging the recovery all the way back up. Same thing, a couple of touches right here in 2021. And we managed to see a good rebound all the way up as well. So anything near $29 to $30, I think that is potentially where some bargain hunting can come back again. So if you see some stability near there, I mean, of course, what you want to do is that you don't want to just rush because it hits the support means you will rebound back up. Not necessary, all right? It might just hit there. It might consolidate a while. Then if we see some signs of the trend turning up again in terms of the short term, like perhaps right over here when the 20 days moving average started to point up again with prices above it, great. That could be a sign of a reversal back up again. That's where you can ride the recovery phase all the way to maybe like 31 or 33 again. All right. So this is DBS. A little bit of weakness, I would say, in the short term. All right. Anything below 31, it just looks weak slightly, but it can actually be a good opportunity. All right. For those of you that want to think about getting in to buy on a discount to get in to ride the reversal. Does it make sense? All right. So this is DBS. All right, let's take a look at this system that I have. I mean, for DBS, so I have a system called the 1GT system. So I'm not talking too much about the system today, but essentially we have a system called the 1GT, one good trend system, which kind of like alert us to counters like these and also guides us on entry and exit, right? So this is DBS right here. You can see that it was pretty good since like July 2022, a couple of bullish 1GT signal. You can see green arrows up, it went all the way up. Another bullish signal went all the way up, but somewhere around like March, all right, when the whole US banking crisis started, we saw some like bearish signals coming out. So kind of like sold off a little bit, and you can see that over the past like 1-2 weeks, we got this like bearish signal coming out on the 3rd of May, right here. Look at this 1GT bearish signal. All right, trend bar, as I mentioned, trend is slightly pointing down. So it's a red trend bar. We got a bearish signal, so it might just be slightly weaker for now. All right, as I mentioned, below that $31. Right, below $31, but it could be a good thing as well. We might just hit down maybe to like 29 to 30, and maybe somewhere around 29, 30, and we see this like bullish signal coming out like what we saw in July last year. Great, then that could be an opportunity to think about getting in again to ride the recovery. But right now, it hasn't come out yet. All right, it's just looking a little bit more bearish, I would say, below $31. All right, so this is the 1GT system. So for those of you who want to find out a bit more in terms of the system and the entire strategy that we're using and all that, you can pretty much attend one of those free webinars, or you can kind of like download this free trend trading report. Perhaps let me just put the link in the chat to download this free trend trading report so that you can be on my email list. And if ever there are any webinars that shares a bit more on the strategy and the system and all that, you can be alerted as well. All right, okay, but for this Facebook live session, guys, we will not talk too much about the whole strategy and all that. I don't have time for that. We are pretty much just diving straight into the stocks that you guys are asking about, all right? And we have done that for the very first stock, and that would be DBS, right? So let's move on to stock number 2, guys. If you're still following me, you're still here, you have found some value so far in what I'm sharing, just type a 2 in the chat before we move on to stock number 2, which would be SIA. Let me know. Type 2 in the chat. Let me know. Okay, for those of you who are just joining us, we have like more than 200 of you on board here on Facebook, on YouTube as well. Welcome to this Facebook live show, guys. So I've pretty much covered the first stock, that would be DBS, which is pretty much the most popular stock that a lot of you are asking about. And we will move on to the second stock, and that would be SIA, right? So let me just acknowledge all of you. We have Lily over here. Hi, Jenny, Yenhung, Hak Chai, Catherine, Jermaine, some new names over here. Welcome. All right, welcome. So for those of you who want to get like some of our ideas much faster. I'm not too sure whether some of you are like clients of mine in Philip Securities, where like I'm a broker, and as a client, you do get some of our ideas much faster by WhatsApp daily. All right. So if you are kind of like trading on your own with a broker online or something, you open an account somewhere, but nobody actually does anything or send you any ideas or videos or WhatsApp or training or anything like that, you don't get any service at all, then you might want to come aboard as a client, whereby you do get some of the ideas that we share, right? Perhaps let me just place the link in the chat, right? So for those of you who want to find out a bit more on how you can come on board as a client of mine in Philip Securities for free, all right, is pretty much the same, guys. You don't pay anything more. It's the same as whatever you're paying when you're trading in. By the way, when you're trading, you need to pay, the same usual commission that you pay all your brokers, right? It's the same, all right? Same, nothing more. You don't pay anything more. So click on the link. If you're not yet a client, you don't get some of those services, especially if you are not getting any service at all. That is the link to click. Find out more on how you can get some of our ideas much faster by WhatsApp daily. All right. Okay. So let's move on to stock number 2, which will be SIA, right? SIA. Let me just type in the chat. We have SIA. That would be the most popular stock as well. Okay, good. SIA. So before I talk about SIA, guys, let me know in the chat, what do you guys think about SIA? Is it looking good? Is it okay? Is it up or down? More to the upwards direction or more to a downwards direction? Let me know, guys, in the chat. What do you guys think about SIA? This is SIA chart right now, closed at 6.09. Is it more up or is it more down? Before I even analyze, so we can see, right? Is it more of an uptrend or a bit of a downtrend? What is your take on SIA? Okay, let's see what all of you guys are saying. We have Dave. You're saying it's up. Geraldine, Adjustment, fly up. Wow. Okay, good. Let's see. Baksun, you're saying up. Geraldine, up as well. Jan, you're saying trending up. Awesome. All right. Seems like all of you are staying up. Great. All of you are like super experts out there. Okay, good. You know, up. Everybody's saying up. Okay, good. Very good. Up. So nobody's saying down. So I think all of you are correct. Very good. All right. And Lina, very good. Thank you. Okay. So this is SIA. And yes, I would agree that we are pretty much in an uptrend right now. So I think they kind of reported their results. It kind of like broke a record, all right, after COVID happened, all right? So it's a good, very strong set of results, right? You can kind of like Google about it. And that's the reason why we pop above a very key resistance level. So definitely, I would say right now, it is in an uptrend. It's one of those stocks that you want to be looking at as well. All right. And definitely not down. Because you can see that we are kind of like finding new highs, right? Finding new highs. And in terms of the low, right, since last year, you can see that we have found what we call higher lows, right? So connecting all the low points right here, so let me just draw it for you. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We have formed higher lows since 1 or 2 years back, all right, after, during COVID, and over the past, 4 to 5 months since the beginning of the year, we broke above this very key level, and that would be like the 550, 560. We traded up, right? Tested the $6 resistance, came back down, back to the same support, and finally we have rebounded back up, all right? And before I talk about where we are over the past 2 days, you can see that the trend, all right, is up right now. Why? Just look at the moving averages. Look at the 200 days moving average. The blue line, all right, is pointing up. The red line, 100 days moving average, is pointing up as well. So mid to long-term trend, I would say that it is up, right? It is up. So we want to think about buying companies like this. We want to think about, riding the upside or the uptrend of companies like this, even though it might be more expensive, but there is a very high chance of it pushing higher, all right, compared to companies which are just like going down and down and down, like in a downtrend. That's where you want to be careful. So in the stock market, we try not to go for things which are cheap, right? Because if you're just buying because it's cheap and then it goes cheaper and then you buy again, I can tell you after a while, it will be cheap until it is like gone, all right? So worthless, right? So don't do that, right? Make sure you go on to take a look at companies or position yourself in strong companies, right, whereby there is a potential to move higher. And SIA right now is definitely one of them. So let's move back to where we were, right? So you can see that we headed back to the $6 resistance level. And over the past 2 days, we are kind of like attempting to break this $6 resistance. So today we closed at 6.09, which is above 6. Does it make sense? Right? So it's above 6 right now. So that is a good thing. That's a good thing that as long as we stay above 6 right now, all right, we can potentially project more upside. All right? Where would the next upside be? Well, what we could do is that we can get this like previous consolidation range right over here. All right, so that is the previous, I would say, 5 months consolidation range as we move up and down from like about the 560 to about $6, and we can project it higher, right, in terms of getting the next upside target. So maybe somewhere around that 640. Let me just draw it for you. Around that 640 to 650, that could potentially be the next upside targets for SIA in the short term, right? Anything above $6. So right now you can see that this $6 would be a resistance, but we are broke above it. So let me just turn this to green in color, because right now it is kind of like the new higher support level, right? So anything near that 640 to 650, potentially that is where some selling can come back again. All right, so SIA is a good one. So those of you who asked about SIA, great. All right, great. I think this is one of the stocks that you can definitely take a look at. We might push a little bit higher over the next few days, be consolidate up and down, be a profit taking, and eventually we break like the 640 to 650. That is where we can push on to the next higher phase. So what we want to see is that we don't want companies or stocks that just goes up and up and up, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 5 months. Then you want to be careful, right? Because if that happens, there's no support being found as we move higher. So what you want to see is that, as it moves up, it consolidates a little bit, right? We find a higher support. Maybe there's some profit taking, it comes back down, but it doesn't come all the way down. It comes back a little bit down, and that's where buyers are back to defend that level and push prices back up. So that's what we call a higher support being found. And that, I would say, would be a more healthy uptrend, right? Like what we are seeing right now for SIA. You can see, right? We're consolidating slightly, all right? And then we broke this like 560 resistance. It became the support. So we consolidated like about 3-4 months here. And then now we are moving to a higher phase. So the next phase would be like maybe 2-3 months again, and then we might push a bit higher. That is a healthy uptrend. Does it make sense? All right. So that is for SIA. And in fact, for SIA, so let's take a look at the 1GT system. Right. So just very quickly, I'll not talk too much about system, but for SIA, we did actually had a couple of good bullish signals, right? Good bullish signal, I would say, since like October last year. We got this 1GT, it's a green arrow up, it's a bullish signal, went all the way up. We got another bullish signal somewhere around like 550, went all the way up. A bearish one came back, sold off a little bit. But let's take a look at the most recent signal. So somewhere around like 28th of March, we got a bullish signal. Somewhere around 20th April, which is like last month, we got another bullish signal, started to push up, and there are no exits as of now, right? So it's looking quite good. As I say, right, anything above $6, with that holding as a new support level, I think SIA looks good. All right, we might continue to push up a bit more. And of course, we'll see where the exit signal comes out, and that's where it can guide us to get out as well. All right, so for those of you who want to find out a bit more on like the strategy and the system and all that, you can attend another webinar, all right? Free webinar in the future. We'll let you know when it's ready. You can be on my email list. If you're not on my email list or something, just click on the link to download my free report so that you are on my email list and you will be alerted whenever there are any new webinars, all right, in the future to learn more about the strategy, all right, the one good trend strategy. Okay, good. So we have covered 2 stocks already. So for those of you who are just joining us right now, welcome to this Facebook live show. We have like more than 200 of you on board here, all right, and we have covered, guys, DBS, SIA, and we'll go on to the third stock, right, and that would be REX International, right? Type 3, guys, type 3 in the chat, all right, before we move on to the third stock. Let me know. Type 3 in the chat. Okay, 333. Awesome. Let's move on to number 3. And that third stock would be what we call REX International. I think a lot of people are asking about that as well. All right, let's take a look at REX and see what it says. Wow, okay. It seems like I've drawn some, price levels previously. So perhaps I've looked at this stock before. All right, let me just go ahead to remove all these things. All right, let's take a look at it right now in terms of a blank chart, right? And what we want to take a look and focus on right now. So you can see 𝐸x International, all right, trading at about 0.174 right now. What do you guys think? I mean, before even I draw anything, do you guys think that this stock right now, is it more of an uptrend or a downtrend? Let me know. I mean, now, is it an uptrend or downtrend? Type it in the chat, guys. Type in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. Just very quickly, guys. You don't have to think so much about it, right? Just very quickly, is it more up or more down? All right. Let me know in the chat. Down, or I mean, like compared to SIA, right? It's quite clear. So is it more up or more down? Okay, good. So it seems like most of you are saying it's down, 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 right? So let me just go ahead to look at it right now. Yes, I would say a bit more down, all right? A bit of a downtrend. Why? Because the longer term moving averages are pointing down. All right, you can see the red and the blue line, they are both sloping downwards quite, I would say, firmly, right? Since like, you know, last year, since like in May last year, the red 100 days moving average crossed down below the blue. And since then, both of these two lines are pointing down. So a bit more of a downtrend, right? So that is the mid to long-term trend, right? So let's just go ahead to draw, I would say, some of those key price levels. So normally what I want to do is I want to draw these horizontal price levels to kind of get a gauge of what are the near-term support and resistance levels. So let me just draw it first before I explain to you guys, all right? And I would say right over here, there would likely be a support level, all right? And somewhere around here as well, 0.120. All right, so that is kind of like the levels that I've drawn. So let me explain to you guys. You can see that we are now at about 0.174 for 𝐸x International. And in terms of the short term, right, it was a bit of a downtrend. You can see we traded up, all right, swing down, swing up, swing down, and we kind of like approach this very firm support level, 20 cents to 22 cents. That was pretty much the support since last year. You can see a couple of rebound, but somehow, you know, somewhere in February, we just couldn't hold above that 20 cents psychological support level, all right, and we broke the 20 cents. And you can see when we broke the 20 cents, it's like just pump, right? 20 cents to 12 cents in like a month, all right? So you want to be very careful, right? So especially in a downtrend, guys, if certain key support level, especially if it's like a psychological support level, if that is broken, then you want to really have a plan to get out, right? To have a stop loss and don't just like, you know, hold on to a stock blindly, because you can just go down and down and a lot of your capital can be wiped out, right? So have a plan to just, you know, get out first and maybe think about getting in again if it finds some stability, right? Rather than just holding it all the way down. So for 20 cents, all the way to 12 cents. And then, yeah, we got this little bottom here, some bullish candles came back and we rebounded all the way up to near 20 cents and some selling actually comes back. So I'll say right now, this 20 cents level, right? In fact, I think this like last week, we hit it to near 20 cents, maybe about 19 cents, like somewhere around there. And sellers started to come back, right? So in the short term, we might just be in this little consolidation phase, right? Consolidation phase right over here from that, you know, quite wide, it's quite a wide range, about 160, about 16 cents to 20 cents. That is the short-term consolidation range, right? And why short-term? Yeah, well, you can see that the 20 days moving average, as I mentioned, right, this 20 cents, when we broke down, this green line was just pointing down. Look at this, right? Just pointing down, prices below it. It went from 20 cents to 12 cents in like a month, right? But over the past like 2-3 months, you can see that the green line started to point up, we rebounded. And this green line right now, the 20 days moving average, it is kind of like sloping sideways. So that is a short-term consolidation right now, a huge volatile range, all right? 0.16 to 20 cents, all right? So that is the short term. But as I say, in the longer term, in the mid to long term, we are still in a downtrend. So anything near 20 cents, I would say that it still looks weak, all right? It still looks weak. That's where selling can come back again, all right? Unless we, you know, clear or break above that 20 cents in the next few weeks or next 1 or 2 months, well, great. If that happens, then we might start to see signs of the trend turning up potentially, all right? If it holds above 20 cents, of course, we want to like break above 20 and stay above it, all right? We don't want to come back down. It's not counted, right? So if it does that, great. That is where we might look at it again in terms of like buying, in terms of like, you know, preparing for the uptrend, right? But as I see it right now, that has not happened. So it is still, I would say, a little bit more bearish, right? More bearish below 20 cents for now. Does it make sense? Right. So that is for REX International. And same thing, right? We have this system, right? And each time I can just pull out the name of any stocks. You can see REX. We had a couple of bearish signals that have came out, since like last year. This was like in June. All right. There was like 35 cents. We got a bearish signal, went all the way down. Many bearish signal as it sold down. All right. This was somewhere in February this year. You can see got a bearish signal, went all the way down. Another bearish signal went down, rebounded a little bit, and this is where we are right now. So no bearish signals or no bullish signals, but the recent one, we got this bearish, it went down a little bit, and then we saw a rebound. So yeah, I mean, if we see like another bearish signal coming out, that's where we want to be careful as well. All right. Okay, so this is REX. All right, the third stock. So let's move on to the next stock, and that would be 𝐶𝐷𝐞𝐳. Right, stock number 4. Wow. Okay, good. So what do you guys think about 𝐶𝐷𝐞𝐳? I think all of you would know, right? Is it up or down? Is it up or down? Let me know, guys. Is it up or down in terms of 𝐶𝐷𝐞𝐳, in terms of the trend? Is it an uptrend or is it in a downtrend, right? Just let me know, guys, as I draw this very key, what we call lines, right? Key lines, the horizontal price level, which puts everything in perspective. Okay, good. So down, down, down. All right. Okay, very good. Let's move on, right? So I think some of you are asking about, Ellen, you're asking about Samudera, right? So let's see, we have time to cover that in a bit. But right now we are moving on to stock number 4, right? So we have covered like DBS, guys. Number 2, SIA. Number 3, REX International. Number 4, this is number 4, and this is 𝐶𝐷𝐞𝐳. All right. Okay. So I would say that 𝐶𝐷𝐞𝐳 is in a downtrend. Very simple, right? We can draw what we call a downward sloping channel resistance line right over here. Sometimes you don't really need to draw, right? You can see it quite clearly, right? Right over here. This is what we call a downward sloping channel resistance line, connecting the highs, all right? And you can see that it is forming lower highs, right? Lower highs. That just means that as it moves forward, all right, it is getting lower and lower, which is not good, right? Not good, all right? And prices are below this downward sloping channel resistance line, right? So it is in a downtrend just by drawing this line. Let me just remove it, all right? And in terms of the moving averages, you can see the red and blue line, they're both pointing down. So I definitely wouldn't want to think about buying stocks like this, all right, unless there are clear signs of a reversal in terms of a trend turning up. If not, why? Why do I get stocks like this? Because what if it breaks the support? I mean, it broke the 150, it broke the 130, it broke the 120. What if it breaks the 110 now? All right, can it hit lower? Why not? Right? I mean, so you want to be careful, right? Especially if you're getting on counters like this, because if it's a downtrend, we break certain key support, that is where more selling can potentially happen. So right now you can see that over the past 4 or 5 months, thankfully we have found some support right over here, right? Around the $1.10 level. So 110 is the immediate support level for now, right? In a downtrend. And the range is quite clearly from about 110 to about 120. It's like a 10 cents range, right? Quite simple, this, right? So it's like a 10 cents range. Previously, the range was like 120 to 130. Of course, we broke 120. Now we are going to a lower range. And okay, let me just put this to like red in color, all right, because this is a little bit more bearish. So in terms of a downside target from 120 to 130, all right, previously was like 130 to 120, right? So if we were to break, so nobody knows, right, whether you'll break your 110, but there are signs of it being in a downtrend. Does it make sense? Right? And if we break the 110 level, right, that is where potentially we may even see more weakness towards the $1 level, right? So you don't want to hold on to companies like this, right? Because they might just be consolidating in the downtrend. They might rebound a bit, but each time it rebounds, you can see that we didn't like rebound all the way up, right? We didn't like just rebound all the way up. We just rebound like a tiny little bit, right? Just like rebound a bit, and then we can we sell down more, right? And we break the support. So that's why you want to be careful, right? That's where you want to be careful. No sound, right? I think some of you are saying it's no sound. Mainline, no sign. Are you guys hearing me? Is this working, guys? I just want to make sure that it's only like it's not no sound, and all of you are still like following me. There's actually sound. Let me know, guys, if this is working. Type yes if like there's sound and you can still see my screen. So I just want to make sure that the connection is all working. All right, can hear. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, it's working. So I think maybe no sound. I'm not sure. Maybe you need to like click the unmute button or something, right? So Moonmore, you're saying avoid comfort. Yes, I think so. I mean, it depends. I mean, if you are looking to take short, then maybe not avoid. You're taking too long to buy, then maybe avoid, because you want to be careful. You don't want to just buy and buy, go down and down and down. That can be pretty dangerous, right? So yeah, okay, very clear. Cecilia, awesome, thank you. Yes, loud and clear, can hear now. Melai, awesome, great that you can hear now. Okay, let's move on, right? So that is number 4, and that is Comfort Delgro. Let's move on to the stock number 5, and that would be like Wilmar, right? Stock number 5, Wilmar, one of the popular stocks as well. And let's take a look at Wilmar right now. Okay, so I would say that for Wilmar, all right, it seems like we have found some good support around this level, right? And this level, okay, let me just draw it for you. You can shift this up a little bit, all right? And this level would be none other than the $3.80 to $3.85, right over here, right? So I think it was about 380, but it seems like we've rebounded again, right, from this support around the 380. So 380, 385, a couple of rebounds, all right, and that is the range. So in terms of the, I would say, trend for Wilmar, it is right now, I would say, slightly more down than up, but not really like down, like, you know, like Comfort, where we saw it just go all the way down. All right, we have found some support at least, right? We have found some support, and this support is none other than the 380 to 385. So that's a good thing. At least it did not actually like go back down to the previous low. So the previous low, all right, in last year, November, was that 350 level. So what we want to see is that, you know, each time a stock rebounds, right? If it rebounds, and you can see when we broke this resistance, now this resistance becomes the support. So as long as we, you know, rebound, all right, and we trade in this range, we don't like go back down, you know, we don't like, you know, trade up and we go back down to that same support, like right over here, then we are safe. We are actually, you know, consolidating at a higher level. So that's a good thing. We want to see some, you know, higher consolidation rather than prices going back down to that previous bottom. Then that's not good. It shows that you want to go back to the previous bottom and maybe even attempt to break the previous bottom and hit even lower, right? So that's not good in terms of price action, right? We want to see a higher consolidation. So that's what is happening right now, right? So it's not really like a down, not really in uptrend. I would say just a bit of a consolidation for now. And we have found some support about 380 to 385. So we have rebounded a little bit. Now it's like 398. So, you know, we might just like rebound a little bit, maybe come back down. But I think that is pretty much the range, right? From 385, 380, all the way up to this level. So this level, you want to write it down, right? You want to write down, because I think this level is the ultimate key. And if we really want to say, as I say, it's not up, it's not down, but if we really want to see it like up, you know, like a uptrend, you know, like SIA or something, like, you know, pointing up, well, then this level is super important. Okay, what level is that? Well, this level is the $4.30 level, 4.30. Look at this, right? We have been trading below this level since May last year. Now it's May, right? So it's like 1 year. All right, we touched, we came down, we touched, we came down. You know, look at this right here, somewhere in December, we neared it, we came down. Just like last month, we neared it, we came down again. The 430 level is key, all right? Only if we can, you know, break this 430. When that happens, there are, I think definitely there'll be some signs of the trend turning up. The moving averages will all start to turn up. That is where I would say it could be the start of an uptrend, all right? Does it make sense? All right, so right now, it obviously hasn't played out yet, but that level is something that you want to watch, right, for Wilmar in order to really start an uptrend. Okay, so that is for Wilmar, right? That's for Wilmar. Okay, good. So let's move on to the next stock, all right, and that would be UOB, right? UOB. Let me just go to type UOB right here. Okay, so this is UOB right here. So we have covered like DBS. So now it's like UOB. All right. Obviously, we are seeing a little bit of weakness, something like DBS. So let's talk about UOB right now. Okay. So UOB, right, trading at about 27, right? 27.68, right? 27.68. And let's see if we are back to a certain support level, right? So over the past, like, you know, 1 year, this level is quite key. I think I talked about it many times in some of my videos on YouTube, even on Facebook Live. This level is somewhere around that 28 level. So about, you can see right here, we touch, it's a bit of a resistance. We broke above this level. It was a resistance, broke up. You can see we came back down, rebounded, and now we are back here again. So this kind of like the support level, it was the resistance turn support, is about that 27.80. Okay, let me just zoom it in for you right over here. All right, somewhere around that 27.80 to $28. So we are right here right now. We are right here. So about now it's like 27.70, right? So it's really right in that level. So it is kind of like, you know, in the middle of that support. So hopefully we can hold above like 28 or 27.80. That would be a good thing. That would be a good thing. That is where, you know, we might see a bit of a rebound. But just take note that, you know, there are some signs of weakness in the short term as well, right? Same thing like DBS, right? There are some signs of the trend turning down, right? Why? Well, just by looking at the 20 days moving average. This 20 days moving average, right? You can see right now it's pointing down, prices below it, and you know, we actually broke this like $29, right? This $29 just gave way. We broke 29, and we are actually, you know, pushing lower. So yeah, 20 days moving average, short term 20 days pointing down, prices below it, we broke a support. We have not really found some stability. So unless we, you know, stay above, like, you know, we find a bit of a short-term support here, we might just move up and down, consolidate a bit, well, great. But right now it's only like 1 or 2 days, so just be a little bit more cautious because the trend might be a bit down in the short term, right? And if it actually does hit down, right, then the next question would be where, like DBS, right? Where could be levels whereby you can think about, you know, getting in again? For those of you who like the banks, right? Each time it goes down, you want to think like it's like a huge bargain, it's like a big Singapore sale, you want to get in, right? What level should you be looking at? Well, this level is right over here, right? And that would be that 26, right? So I would say that 26 level, you can see this is where we were last year, all right? We rebounded a couple of times, rebounded. So somewhere around that $25.50 to $26 level, right over here. So if we hit down, to near there, 25.50, 26, I think that is potentially where some bargain hunting can come back again. And that's where, all right, you can think about positioning yourself to catch the reversal, especially if you are going for like the banks, the longer term, you want to get your good dividend yield and all that. Those are all what we call pretty attractive price level, right? But of course, I'm not too sure whether it will go down there for you to buy and then rebound back up, right? Nobody knows. But what I know is that if it does hit to, you know, 26, 25.50, potentially that's where some bargain hunting can come back again. All right, and that would be for UOB, stock number 6. All right, so we have gone on for like almost an hour, guys. So guys, if you have found some value so far, would it be okay, guys? Just type value in the chat. Let me know if whatever I've shared so far makes sense. You've got some value, type value in the chat, all right? Awesome, thank you. And would it be okay, guys? Value. Awesome. Would it be okay, guys, if you hit the like and share button? All right, hit the like and share button again. That would be really helpful. All right, and help me to reach out to more people, and more people can see the video. Hit the like and share. I see a lot of value. Awesome. Thank you so much for all the hearts and likes, right, before we move on to the next stock. But guys, one thing here is that, as I mentioned, right, after this whole live poll, I mean, we have done the live poll and we are covering the stocks that not me, but you guys asked about. I just pretty much just cover it live, but it's your stocks, not mine, right? But at the end of it all, I mentioned that I'll be sharing with you one stock that I like. Yeah, now it's my turn, right? After your turn, then it's my turn, right? So make sure you stay all the way to the end if you want to know one stock that you can put in your watch list for potentially more upside. All right, okay, so I see a lot of value, a lot of hearts and shapes and like. Thank you so much, guys. Value, Jimmy value, Kwangkun value, super value. Awesome, April. Good to see you here, Baksun Kitty. Okay, guys, so as I mentioned, for those of you who have just joined us and you have not like heard of me before, first time joining us in this Facebook live session, my name is Choy, top tier 𝐂𝐸𝐳𝑄 trader in Phillip Securities. And if you have not seen me before, pretty much we have just gone through some of those stocks that many people have asked about. All right, and if you want to get some of those ideas much faster as a client of mine, so let me know, guys, how many of you are actually like clients of mine in Phillip Securities? Let me know. I mean, just type client, if you're a client of mine in Phillip Securities. All right. Thank you, Philip Cole. Fantastic value. Awesome. Peter, value is worthy of our time. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you say that. Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. So let me know, guys, how many of you are clients of mine. Just type client if you're like a client, so I know that how many of you. Okay, good. It seems like we have quite a bit of clients of mine in Phillip Securities here. So I think we have sent out a chat on WhatsApp to alert you guys. But if you're not yet a client of mine in Phillip, guys, and we actually do share ideas like this to our clients by WhatsApp daily, all right? And you don't pay anything more, just to be very clear, all right? So if you want to find a bit more, you can click on the link. I think some of you have private message me to ask me. I'll just place the link in the chat one more time. So client, awesome. Get message every morning. Hi, Catherine, awesome. Susila, yes, client, Ellen, client. So wow, it seems like we have quite a bit of clients. So thank you so much for your support, guys. I really appreciate it. Hi, Kinfi, client. Okay, a lot of clients. Awesome. Thank you, guys. So for those of you who are not yet a client, all right, of mine, Philip, and you are like not getting any service anywhere where you're trading, your broker, you log in online, you don't get any ideas, WhatsApp, video training, nothing, then you might want to click on the link I've just placed in chat to find out more on how you can come about. Client. Awesome. So a lot of clients here. So I'm not too sure how many of you are not a client, but if you're like just scrolling through Facebook or YouTube and you see this video, yeah, come on board as a client, click on the link to find out more. And I look forward to adding you to our WhatsApp broadcast, whereby we share some of those like ideas and videos much faster, so you are a little bit more focused on what stocks to focus on. Don't focus on the wrong stocks. Don't focus on stocks which are like going down, and you don't want to do that. All right. Awesome service from team. Thank you so much. Okay, great. Need to reactivate the account. SY Wang, no problem. Just contact us, drop me a message, drop my team a message, Wang, and that's where we will get back to you on that. All right. Okay. So let's move on, guys, to stock number 7. All right, number 7. Let me take a look at what that would be. All right. Okay, so pretty much we have done the poll, all right, and okay, we have SIA engineering. Later we'll cover it, all right. So let me just, okay, number 7 we've written down, and that would be like Food Empire, all right, Food Empire, and then we have like Genting Singapore, all right. So we have done the live poll, guys. Now I'm just like going through. We have covered like 6 stocks already: DBS, SIA, Brex International, ComfortDelGro, Wilmar. Number 6, UOB. Let's move on to number 7, and that would be Food Empire. All right, so let me just go on to talk about Food Empire right now. Okay, good. Okay, good. So this is Food Empire. So Food Empire is actually one of those stocks that we like. In fact, we have covered this stock many months back. All right, and I would say it is one of those uptrending stocks. These are stocks that you want to be looking at. I mean, you want to think about buying, rather than stocks like ComfortDelGro, or just like going down. All right, these are stocks that you want to be positioning yourselves to get in. All right, and I would say that over the past like 2 weeks to 3 weeks, we have found some pretty good support around there, 95 cents. So $1 was like a psychological support, but it seems like we have broken it. All right, we came down a bit to like 0.95. You can see we rebounded, and we went all the way up to like 110 and a bit of profit taking, and then now we are somewhere around the $1 again, right? So the range would be slightly wide, all right? Over here, let me just draw it for you. I think the range is right here from like about 0.95 to about the $1.10. In fact, over the past like 1 week, it seems like $1. So I'm not too sure whether you go back down to like 95 or 96 for you to buy, but seems like $1. It is, buyers are starting to come back already. All right, so just take note. So this is Food Empire, one of the stocks that we covered. In fact, those of you who are my clients, let me know, guys. Type yes if you are those that type client just now, means you are a client and you actually receive this idea like a couple of times over the past few months. Type yes in the chat, guys, if you actually receive idea on this stock. Let me know. All right, good. Yeah, I think we have quite a bit of clients over here of mine and Philip. So I believe definitely if you are a client of mine, you would be in our WhatsApp broadcast. So you probably have received these ideas daily. Yes, Iris, yes, Terry, yes, Catherine, yes. Good. You are receiving our ideas by WhatsApp. So those of you who want to find a bit more on like how you can get ideas like this by WhatsApp daily, right? At absolutely no additional charge whatsoever. Click on the link. I've placed the link there in the chat already. All right, so click on the link to find out more. All right, so this is Food Empire. All right, as I say, we covered it a few times, and yeah, it still looks quite good. All right, and in fact, we want to see what we call a healthy uptrend, and this is a healthy uptrend in the sense that I think it's good that it does not just push up and up. All right, so we have seen a pretty good rally since the beginning of the year as it broke the 70 cents. All right, and we traded from like 70 all the way to like 90, 95 cents to $1. So it's quite a good move up, pretty strong move, I would say, like more than 50-60% up in like 3-4 months. So not so good to go up too fast, right? So it's good right now that we are consolidating. All right, so and this consolidation is good, right? As I mentioned, right, it's healthy. From 95 cents or $1 support, we go all the way to like 110, and we might just consolidate here, right, over the next like 1 or 2 weeks, which is good, right? More up and down, and of course eventually if we break the 110, great, then that is where we can move up to the next phase again, and we consolidate at a higher phase again. Does it make sense? Right. So that is a healthy, right? Rather than just going up every day, then you want to be careful as well. Okay. So this is Food Empire. Looks good. Anything above that 95 cents, I think the uptrend still looks quite intact in the mid to long term. In the short term, we might just be, consolidating, moving up and down sideways, which actually can be good as well, because as it goes down, that's where you can time your entry to get in to catch the reversal. Right. So 110 is that level. All right. Over the past week, it seems like we have found that immediate firm resistance at about $1.10. All right. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next one, and that would be like Genting. All right, Genting Singapore. All right, some people call it Genting, some people call it Genting. All right, so this is Genting Singapore. All right, one of those stocks that we like, but over the past 1 month, we have found a little bit of weakness as we broke certain support levels. So Genting Sing was one of those stocks that I covered since last year, because there was this very firm resistance level. So in fact, I think in the previous Facebook live call, I mentioned that when we broke this 85 cents, so it was a very firm resistance. Look at this, right? We touched, came down, and finally somewhere in November, we broke that 85 cents, and the upside rally really started from 85 to 120. So that is a really strong move. All right, so it is due for some, I would say, profit taking, right? So if you have got in near there, what you want to do when you are going in on like uptrending stocks is to think about protecting your profits, right? Protecting your profits as prices were to move up. So you can take like, stop loss, kind of like, shift your stop loss upwards as it moves higher. So in case it comes back down, you still get out, right? You still make money. You don't want to let it come back down all the way back to like the same old price, right? You want to protect your profits as it moves higher. Of course, the higher it goes, the better it is. But you take steps to protect your profits. Does it make sense? Right? So that you will not lose money when you have already made money. Make sense? All right? Yeah. So that's what you want to do. All right. So for Genting Singapore, all right, you can see that this $1.10 was a little bit of a support level, right? We kind of like rebounded a little bit, but unfortunately, right, I think there was some news that came out on Genting Singapore in terms of their results, right, and we broke this like 110 support, and now we are back to the same psychological $1 support level. That is kind of like that psychological support level whereby we were also trading above things like February. You can see February rebounded there. Okay, let me just remove this line, right? So a couple of rebounds from $1, right? And now we're like 101, which is just above that $1 support. So I would say that we want to, I'm not saying that, we will break the $1, but right now it's only like 2 or 3 days. So it's hard to tell, right? It's hard to tell in the short term because we broke 110. It just looks a little bit weaker still, all right? But we might just, find some support at $1. Hopefully a couple of, candle bars comes out over the next 1 or 2 weeks. We see some good bullish reversal candles here. Then great, that's where we might see the reversal back to 110 first. But right now, it's only a few days. We have not really seen that bullish reversal candles yet. So just be a little bit more careful, right? A little bit more careful, right? In case you don't want to rush, because you can get in at 101 and 102 well, that's fine. I mean, can it rebound to 110? Well, yeah, it may happen, right? But what if it breaks the $1, right? Can it hit lower? Yeah, that can happen as well, because right now we have not really seen a very bullish reversal candle. It's just like only a few days of it kind of like heading towards $1. So we just want to make sure that this $1 support is holding well, right? Holding well. If not, if we break $1, then we may push towards potentially back to like 90 cents level. That is where the longer term moving average line is, and hopefully that would be like the next support level. All right, so just take note for 𝐵𝐿. All right, one of those stocks that we like, but in the short term we did see some selling. In fact, let me just go to share with you what it says on my 1GT system. Right, so for those of you who are new, all right, and I mean you're new to all this Facebook Live, so what happens is I have a system called 1GT. Right, in short, it's one good trend. Basically, it's the whole entire trend trading strategy that I have. If you want to find out more, you can attend one of those free webinars that I'll be running soon, maybe next 1 or 2 months. Make sure you're on my email list or something like that. All right, and that's where you can find out a bit more. All right, and we'll let you know. But in this session, we'll not have time to talk about the whole strategy and all that. I'm just pretty much talking about the stocks. But this is 𝐵𝐿 on the system whereby it kind of like guides us on entry and exit and where to get out, right? So for 𝐵𝐿 was quite good since October last year. You can see that we had a couple of bullish signal, right? Green arrow up. Look at it. It was like around that 77 cents. As I mentioned, we broke 85 and went up. Got a bullish signal, went up from like 90 cents, went up. A couple of bullish signals all the way up to like 120, and then we got this exit. So this white arrow down is an exit, kind of like guides you to maybe just get out, take some profit because some selling pressure is coming back, right? So you kind of like got an exit, and then we came down, and over the past like 1-2 weeks, we got this new, I would say like a red arrow down. This is like a bearish signal, all right? This is like a bearish signal that just came out because we broke that 110, so not so good, right? So as of now, as I mentioned, this bearish signal is still playing out. It's a bit of a short-term weakness, so we probably don't want to rush, even though it nears the $1 support, because if the $1 support breaks down, we may actually hit lower, all right, may actually hit lower. So just take note, we got a bearish signal, there are no exits, all right, unless we see like an exit or like a new bullish signal. Well, then we might start to take a look at it again to catch the reversal. All right, okay, so this is like the system. So you want to find a bit more, you can attend one of those free webinars that we have in the future. All right, just be on my email list. All right, you can download my free report. If you are just joining us, you want to be on my email list, you're not on my email list, download this free trading report. I just placed the link in the chat, all right, and that's where you can be alerted whenever any new webinars are ready. All right, okay, so that is for 𝐵𝐿 Singapore. So one last final stock, guys. I think we have what we call 𝐆𝐸 Engineering, right? 𝐆𝐸 Engineering, guys. Before we go on to share with you that one bonus stock, right? One bonus stock. So 𝐆𝐸 Engineering. Okay, pretty much stock number 9. All right. So just a quick recap in case you missed any parts. You just join us halfway. What are the 8 stocks we have already covered already? All right. Number 1, DBS, SIA, Rex International. Number 4, ComfortDelGro. Number 5, Wilmar. Number 6, UOB. Number 7, Food Empire. Number 8, 𝐵𝐿 Singapore. And now we are looking at number 9, and that would be 𝐆𝐸 Engineering. Okay, good. So this is 𝐆𝐸 Engineering right here at about $2.36. So what do you guys think about 𝐆𝐸 Engineering? Is it a bit more down, more up, or more like, sideways? Let me know, guys, in the chat before I kind of like analyze it live for you guys. All right, so let me know, guys. What do you guys think about 𝐆𝐸 Engineering? Are you guys still there? Is it like not too sure if this is like hang or something, but okay, good. I think I can see your comments, guys. So Tom is saying it's up, Iris sideways, right? So let me just go to analyze it right now. I would say that for 𝐆𝐸 Engineering, it has not really been in a very firm uptrend, right? Since like last year, there were definitely signs of it, pushing higher. All right, but somewhere around like September, we broke certain support level like the 240 right here. We sold all the way down, and so far it seems like we are finding we are hard pressed to push higher, because each time we push higher, all right, sellers are pushing it back down. So not really in a very firm uptrend, I would say, right? So we are, I would say, like what some of you are saying, is a bit more of a sideways movement, right? With support being found at about that $2.20 level, right? So let me just draw this line for you. This is very important because you can see that over the past like 6 to 8 months, that is the line that we want to focus on right over here. $2.20, right? So this is about 2 weeks back. We're right here, rebounded. All right, we're right here as well. So a couple of rebounds near the $2.20. And the key here is that you can see we were actually consolidating from like 220 up, down, up, down. All right, and 230 was actually that immediate resistance level, which we broke like on the 10th of May, all right, 10th of May, which is like last Wednesday. All right, so we broke the 220, so that's a good thing, right? We are seeing a bit of strength coming back all the way from like 230 towards the next resistance, and that will be 240. So it seems like for SIA Engineering, right, each time we push up, it's not really like a very, very strong bullish move. All right, we push up a little bit more and then we head towards like a resistance. In this case, it would be like 240 now, right? And after 240, maybe like 250. All right, that's another resistance line right here. You can see around here as well. That is where we are seeing a bit of another resistance here. All right, and we might see selling again. So each time is like a 10 to 12 cents upside, and then we see selling, consolidate, and we break, and then we might just push up another 10 to 12 cents again. So it's a bit more slower, right? A bit more slower because it is not really in an uptrend. It is just consolidating, and we might take a while to break that consolidation phase to push higher. All right, so I would say this is SIA Engineering right now. The range is like from 230 to 240. After 240, we may just go up the next phase, and that's where selling can come back again. All right, and this is SIA Engineering. Okay, so next, guys, let's move on to the bonus stock, right? So how many of you want me to share with you? As I mentioned, right, we have covered all the stocks that you guys want already. So let me go ahead to share with you one bonus stock that I would like to review to you, and you can potentially put it in your watch list, right? Let me know, guys, how many want me to share with you that one stock. Just type bonus in the chat if you want me to share with you that bonus stock, right? So to thank all of you for staying all the way to the end, type bonus and I will share with you this one stock. Let me know. Type bonus in the chat. All right, I only have like more than 30 or 50 of you typing bonus, right? Then I will share with you this bonus. All right, type bonus, guys. So I see a lot of bonus, guys. And would it be okay if we hit the share button as well? Hit the share and like and the heart-shaped button as well, right? Before I share with you this bonus. So I see a lot of bonus, Elise bonus, Kitty bonus, Steven bonus. Thank you. Iris bonus stock, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, not to worry, guys. I see a lot of bonus, so I will definitely be sharing this bonus stock. Janet, hi, good to see you here. So a few new faces. Thank you for joining us right here. Hi, Michelle, Jolene, Ellen, bonus. All right. Okay, thank you. Okay, good. So let's move on to the bonus stock that I would like to share with you, right? So for those of you who have just joined us or you're scrolling through like Facebook or YouTube right now, we have pretty much come almost to the end of the Facebook live session. So this is where we done a quick market outlook. We looked at the STI and I think we look at the S&P 500. So if you miss any parts, you can watch the replay, all right? And then we did a live poll of the stocks that all of you are asking about, and we covered like 9 stocks. So now we are going to the 10th stock, and that would be the bonus stock that I like as well, right? So what would be that stock be? Okay, let me just share with you this stock, and I would say that this stock is none other than this company called Keppel Corp, right? One of those stocks that I like. In fact, we have covered it a few times already, all right? We've covered it a few times already, and it's one of those stocks whereby it is in an uptrend, all right? We are consolidating at a higher level, and that is where I feel, even though you just push a little bit higher, all right, there could still potentially be more upside. So what is that key level you want to take note of? I'll share with you in a bit, but take a look at the moving averages, right? You can see that for Keppel Corp, it is in what we call an uptrend based on the longer term moving average. And in terms of the price action, you can see that we have formed what we call higher lows, right? Higher lows over the past 2 to 3 months, right? What do I mean by higher lows? Very simple. You can see that as it trades, moves forward, we are finding higher lows, right? So this is the low, right here. You can see the low, all right, and we are, as we find a higher low, we are actually approaching this very firm resistance level. So write it down. I think this resistance level is very key. We have touched it like 3 or 4 times right here. Came down, and we are, moving very tightly to this resistance level. And this level would be none other than the $6.50 level, 6.50. It seems like over the past 2 months, we have not been able to really, break this level clearly. All right, but you want to take note because I already set my alerts, and if we do, just clear this entire level from 650 to 655 or maybe 660, all right, I think that's where potentially the upside momentum can start to happen quite fast for this company, all right? And that's where the uptrend can move on to the next higher phase, maybe towards like the $7. That could be kind of like the next, upside range to 7. We might see a bit of profit taking after 7. That is where potentially we might hit like 750. Of course, we want to see some consolidation first before moving up, all right? So not just like moving up every single day, but more like it consolidates, it moves up, and then we see some selling, it comes back down, which can be a good time to get in again. Okay, and that would be 𝐶𝐶. That would be 𝐶𝐶, right? Pretty much the bonus stock that I would like to share with you as well, all right? And I think some of you are asking about, okay, Jen, you're asking about 𝐶𝐶, since it's like linked to 𝐶𝐶. Okay, let me just cover 𝐶𝐶. So you have got that bonus stock. In fact, guys, would it be okay? How many of you want me to share with you like one more bonus stock? Maybe you just type 2 in the chat. If you want me to share with you one more bonus stock, type 2 in the chat, right? So not one bonus, but 2 bonus. Type 2 in the chat if you want me to share with you that stock that is still my watch list. In fact, I think some clients of mine have been alerted to it as well, right? And it's still looking quite good, all right? And you can also take a look at this company, all right? Let me know. Type 2 in the chat if you want me to share with you one more stock, and type 2 in the chat, all right? All right, 222, Lynette, 2. That would be great, Joey. Thanks for your generous sharing. Awesome. Thank you so much, Lynette. All right, 2, Ryan, 222. All right, so I hope that you found the first bonus stock, which is like 𝐶𝐶 right here, useful. All right, you can monitor, you can put it in your watch list, but as I say, watch the 650 level, right? That level is key because I think it's a very firm resistance. You probably want to set some alerts to alert you if that level really gets taken out. All right, 222. Oh, 3. Okay, it's fine. Okay, 222. Thank you. All right, so let me just share with you one more bonus stock that has been in my watch list for a while. I just want to cover it very quickly on video. I think I've not talked about it on YouTube yet, but let me share with you this stock, and this stock would be called Delphi, right? Or Delphi, right? So this is one of the stocks that have came in our watch list over the past few months, and I would say that it is looking quite good. In fact, I think we have alerted clients to it as well over the past few weeks, if I'm not wrong, all right? And it has started to push higher. So this stock, you can see that, since like early of the year, right? Since like 2023, we have broke certain key level, right? Somewhere around that like 90 cents level. You can see we were consolidating below it, like 85 to 90. We broke 90, and the uptrend really started to form up quite clearly with the moving averages all pointing up. So that was kind of like the range from $1 to about that 120 for a couple of months, from like February all the way to like April, May, right? $1 to 120. It's like a 20 cents range. And over the past 2-3 weeks, we kind of broke the 120, right? We broke the 120, and you can see that we have pretty much shifted to a higher consolidation. As I mentioned, right? We want to see some consolidation before going higher. We don't want to just like pop and go up every day. So we have saw like about 1-2 months of consolidation, and now we are heading to a higher consolidation, which is like, the 20 cents range, which is like from 120 to 140. So past 1-2 weeks, that is like the range, right? We have seen like, buyers coming out as it dips to near 120, and then we traded up to 140. So that could be kind of like the range, right? And eventually, of course, if we do break the 140, it might be a next higher range again, right? From 140 all the way up to maybe like the 160. So it seems like this company is doing like a 20 cents range each time it moves up, right? So this is one of those stocks that you can also put in your watch list, for potentially more upside, because it is in an uptrend and we have found some good support along the way. All right. And of course, you want to have a plan as well. It doesn't mean it's uptrend, it doesn't mean it's like, looking good, means you just buy and you keep it and you don't look at it for like 1-2 years. No, all right. You still want to have a plan. You want to plan to get out, because it might be an uptrend now, but if certain supports to break in terms of the trend turning down and all that, that is where you want to get out and reduce some exposure as well, rather than holding it all the way down. So don't do that, right? Make sure you ride the uptrend fully, you protect your profits as it hits higher, great. But at the same time, make sure you have a stop loss in place to, don't lose that much if it does reverse, or maybe you can still profit if it reverse, because your stop loss has already been risen above your break-even price. All right, so that's a little bit more high-level stuff, but just want to give you guys a bit on the strategy part. But as I say, we're not here to talk about the strategy, because there's just a bit of we don't have time for that. But if you want to find a bit more like the whole strategy and all that, attend one of those free webinars they're running in the next 1 or 2 months. We'll let you know if you're on my email list, right? And that's where you can learn a bit more on the strategy and even the system that I have. All right, okay, let's talk about system. Why not? Let's take a look at like Delphi, right? Delphi. In fact, we were alerted to this stock on the system, so you can just type like Delphi right here, and let's take a look, right? So yeah, as I mentioned, Delphi was one of those stocks that we had a couple of bullish signals since like beginning of the year. You can see this was a green arrow up in January this year, went up, and I mentioned we broke the 90 cents. We got another bullish signal, went up from like 85 to like 110, and then we consolidated here. But let's take a look at the most recent bullish signal on the 21st of April, right here, green arrow up. It's a 1GT bullish signal, which is like about 3 weeks back. All right, and we started to push up already, right, to where we are right now. So obviously there are no exits right now. The trend bar is still green. There are no exits, not even like a bearish one coming out yet. So I think it still looks quite good. In fact, I think if we break the 140, we may even push up a bit higher. But let's see when it breaks the 140, right? If it does, great. That's where we can let it push up a bit more. And then if an exit comes out, we can be guided to get out as well. All right. So yeah, this is the 1GT system, right? So I'll not talk too much about it, but you can attend a free webinar to learn a bit more and maybe even have access to this system as well. All right. Okay. So I believe we have come to the end of the Facebook live session already. All right, and I think let me see, right? We have Jen. I think just now, Jen, you were asking about like 𝐶𝐶𝐻. So since I mentioned about it, let me just see if we can cover it. All right, so this is 𝐶𝐶𝐻, which is like Sembcorp Marine. All right, of course, changed name to 𝐶𝐻 already. All right, I would say that it's looking quite okay. In fact, I think this like 13 cents is a level to watch, right? 13 cents is a level to watch. You know, it seems like we can't really get above 13 cents, but some support has been found somewhere around here from like 120 to 130. All right, but it's still, I would say, a bit of a sideways come, a bit of upwards movement, but 130, 13 cents is key. We want to stay above it. If that happens, great. I think that's where the reversal can happen a bit stronger, all the way to like 145 to 150. All right, so that is for 𝐶𝐻. Okay, so I believe I have pretty much covered it. All right, and thank you so much, guys. So I believe I've come to the end of this Facebook live session, guys. If you guys are still here, all right, and you found value, don't mind if you can hit the like and share and just give me some heart shape and like, all right, and that would be really, really useful. All right, so we have covered like 10 stocks already, and we have given you 2 bonus stocks today, and the bonus stock would be Keppel Corp and Delphi. All right, so I hope you found the 2 bonus stock useful. All right, make sure you have a plan for it. All right, have a plan for it. Don't just like buy blindly and then don't care about it. All right, don't do that. All right, make sure you have a plan for it. All right, and thank you so much for being here. And as I mentioned, guys, for those of you, all right, who are not yet a client of mine, I know we have a lot of clients over here, right? So thank you so much, guys. For those of you who are clients of mine in Philip, you're getting our ideas by WhatsApp daily. You're trading on the accounts under me. Thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it, and I hope my team is servicing you well as well. All right, if not, just reach out to my team, WhatsApp us. we'll get back to you if there are any issues on your account. All right. But for those of you who are not, all right, who are not yet a client of mine in Phillip Securities, you're not getting any ideas, any trainings, any WhatsApp, nobody is handling your account. You're just trading online, broker, you log in, you know, and you take 5 minutes to reach a hotline and then nobody care about you. Yeah, you can click on the link again. I'll just place the link one last time in the chat. Click on the link to find out more on how you can come on board as a client of mine in Phillip Securities and get some of my ideas and training at absolutely no additional charge whatsoever. All right, in case you're thinking you need to pay more or what, no, you're paying the same as whatever you're paying when you're trading. All right, so if you're paying your broker that amount, yeah, it's the same. Right, but of course make sure that your broker is at least providing some service. Does it make sense? All right, okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good day. All right, and I look forward to see you in the next Facebook live show again. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good one. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you, Joey. Hey, thank you, Ellen. Love your team. Awesome. All right. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you. Good night. Bye.